What's going on, guys? This is Real Deal Fantasy HQ with your boy LQ. Week 14 waiver wire pickups are crucial. Playoffs are here now. Now, hopefully, congratulations to the guys that made it to the playoffs. I'm sorry for the guys who didn't make it to the playoffs. Hopefully, last week's episode helped you guys out with guys that I touched on like Curtis Samuel, Dante Pettis. Both had good games last week, and they definitely showed some numbers that can possibly help out that flex position going into the playoffs. Now, hopefully, you can get past, the first week. Hopefully, you're in the first week bye or whatever. Lucky you. But hopefully, you can make it out and not be a first-round knockout so you can bring home the gold. So, Week 14 waiver wire pickups. Let's get right into the episode. Okay, first guy up, Jeff Wilson. He's only owned in 1% leagues right now. Definitely available. Go grab him quick. You need to go grab this guy and put him on your roster. Matt Breida was sidelined last week with an ankle injury, so he turned some fantasy head owners, putting up 19.4 points in PPR leagues. So if San Fran wants to pull the trigger and have Wilson step in and be that RB1 role for the rest of the season, that will be great. Matt Breida now, he has a slight ankle sprain that has been bothering him, throughout the season. So this will probably be the first game that he missed completely this season. I know there's been games where he's been in and then he's out, but this will probably be the first full game that he will probably miss. So Wilson jumps right into the RB1 role. A solid flex. He's going to be looking at Denver this week. They're ranked 23rd against the run. They're averaging 122 yards to running backs. So that's a good matchup. So first week of playoffs, you got Wilson jumping in against a good matchup. So there's really no worries there of starting him into your flex position. If you're, fix my flex, you're hurting at the flex position. You don't know who to put in, who to put out. Side note, my God, AP last night. Jesus. 90-yard run out of nowhere in my flex, and I'm thinking he's going to shit the bed. Put up 17.5 points, but that's something else. The guy can still run. Age is not a problem for this guy. But let's get back into the episode. But anyway, Jeff Wilson's a nice little pickup. Matt Breida will be sidelined. I'm pretty sure for the rest of the season that San Fran will probably just say, you know what do we got to lose? Let the kid play. He could definitely put up big numbers, and I like the matchup this week, so Jeff Wilson is definitely a great pickup this week. And good luck into the first round of fantasy football playoffs. So this next guy, Justin Jackson, for the Chargers, he is not going to be jumping up into the RB1 role. Austin Eckler is still the guy while Melvin Gordon's out, but he's definitely worth a grab. He's only owned in 23% of leagues right now, so he's fairly available in all leagues right now to where you can put that claim in and grab him. He's definitely a good pickup, a nice little stash, or even a block for somebody else who missed out on the Austin Eckler pickup in the waivers, or they have Melvin Gordon and they're just asked out right now in the running back situation. But Justin Jackson's definitely a good pickup. He put up 15 points in PPR formats, and he had a nice, impressive run right up the gut, 16-yard run for a touchdown. So, with that being said, him and Austin Eckler are fairly close in splitting shares, 13-8. So it's close to where they're facing the worst run defense in the league right now in the Bengals next week. So it's looking great. It looks like they're going to have a day. I feel like they're both going to see the end zone, or even Austin Eckler is used more in the passing game, and Justin Jackson's kind of like the scat back, the change of pace back where he's in on the third downs and etc. like he was when he got that 16-yard run up the middle for the touchdown. So both of them are going to have opportunities. I think Justin Jackson's a great pickup. Now, it'll be smart for the Chargers to rest Gordon more. They don't need him this matchup. It's not like they're going to be, tight neck to neck with the Bengals this week. I mean, this is basically a bye week for them. They don't need to have Melvin Gordon come back so fast. Make sure he's healed up. Make sure he's ready and geared up for the playoffs. They're in the wild card, so why even risk your starting RB1 just for, basically a gimme game? You guys are going to basically run all over them. They have the worst run defense in the league, so it makes no sense to have Melvin Gordon come back this week. So I'm not too worried about Gordon coming back and disrupting the Austin Eckler and Justin Jackson show. So Justin Jackson's a great little pickup this week, and hopefully he can help your team out. Solid flex. Now, Malcolm Brown is Todd Gurley's backup, and we just got word that he is done for the season with a shoulder injury. He's probably going to need surgery. So the next two men that are possibly up will be Justin Davis and John Kelly. It's not too sure who McVay's leaning to, of who's going to be the next guy up. But if I would have to guess, it will probably be John Kelly, even though he's been inactive this entire season. But he had a great training camp, great OTAs, and he had a great preseason. So with all that going into the mix of it, I feel like he would be the better choice than Justin Davis, even though he's very explosive. He hits the holes hard, but he just has a fumbling problem, which I think McVay doesn't want to take that chance going into, this matchup we got. So it doesn't look like that Justin Davis will be leaned on to, basically be the Todd Gurley replacement when they actually do bench him. So I think they're going to lean on to John Kelly. So these two guys are worth, keeping an eye on this week, or even going into the next week. They're definitely guys you want to pick up and just stash and hold until, you make it to week 15, 16 championship, whatever the case may be, because Todd Gurley benching is coming soon. Now, I'm pretty sure we're going to, I say we because I'm a Rams fan, but anyway, I'm pretty sure we're going to clinch home field advantage, so I don't want to hear, home field advantage, so they're going to play Gurley, this and this and that. I'm not worried about that. I'm pretty sure McVay's worried about, getting the first week bye, getting to the championship, and bringing it all home. So all the other nonsense or whatever, they're going to eventually bench Gurley. Last week, Gurley almost had an ankle injury, and I prayed to God that he was gonna be okay, and I'm glad he is. But they're gonna play it very, very, very cautious with Todd Gurley. So don't be surprised they bench him next week and the week after that, because I told you need to pick up John Kelly or Justin Davis. Next up, Adam Humphries for the Bucks. He's owned in 50% of the league, so this claim may be hard to go get, but still worth a try, worth a look to see if he's still there, and have him added to your roster. Now with Jameis Winston at quarterback, his value is very important there. Now Winston has been keeping Humphries relevant with his targets. He's keeping them steady, and he's targeting him in the red zone a lot, so that's good news. And Adam Humphrey slides right into that little 3 wide receiver set that they love to play with Deshaun Jackson out with a hand injury. Now, he could basically play that slot very well, where he's catching the short passes, bailing out Winston, catching the third down slant passes, whatever the case may be. So with that being said, he has been excelling week after week. So for the last 3 weeks, Humphries had 15.4 points, 17.9 points, and 21.1 points last week. So the last 2 weeks, his numbers have been increasing. So with this division rival coming up against the Saints, I feel like the Bucks play their division rivals very hard. They make it a shootout, and I think with that shootout, Humphries will definitely benefit from that and seeing the end zone. So you got Evans being Evans, obviously the wide receiver 1. You got Chris Godwin, the deep ball threat that fills that role, and then you got Adam Humphries into that slot. He has a great matchup against the Saints in the slot. Even on the outside, he could be put against Eli Apple, that we know is struggling. Eli Apple is trash. Now, I'm pretty sure Winston should pick that out and see that Eli Apple is trash, and he's lined up against Godwin, or he's lined up against Humphrey, because we all know Lattimore is going to be on Mike Evans. So either or, Eli Apple and either one of them, he's going to have a day. So hopefully Adam Humphries is lined up with Eli Apple, and Winston could just pick on him. Because Eli Apple has been struggling, people, since he's came there. And I think he was struggling on the Giants too, that's why they kicked his ass. So Eli Apple may be cut by the end of the season, by the way. So don't be surprised you see that. But if he's lined up with Adam Humphries should have a day. It's definitely even worth mentioning with the division game coming up. I know I keep touching on that. Winston has put up big numbers. 44.95 points against the Falcons, and then 29 points against the Panthers. This is his first game against the Saints, because they had Fitzpatrick in when they faced the Saints before. But Winston, I think he's ready to go for a shootout, and again, Adam Humphries definitely benefits from that. So, if you haven't got the news, James Conner is out this week with an ankle injury, and Jaylen Samuels will be putting in work at the RB1 role for the Steelers. They've been running the ball very well this year, and they have Oakland, who's ranked 31st against the run, which is basically terrible. They're second to last in stopping the run. So this matchup, based on matchup, this is a great opportunity for Jaylen Samuels to be added to your roster. He's not owned in many rosters right now, and he put up 11.5 points, and he's running the ball well when given opportunity, and he actually saw the end zone. So with that being said, if you are hurting with James Conner being out this week, the first week of playoffs, I know, oh my God, Jaylen Samuel will be a nice little plug and play. Now on Yahoo's app, on the fantasy app, he's still listed as a tight end. So you can go pick him up, put him in that tight end spot, and he'll be playing running back. So therefore, you got plenty of other choices to add off waivers, like the Justin Jackson or anybody else that you want to add off waivers in the running back spot. That's a little, get 2 for 1 type deal there in the tight end spot. So that's gold right there. So based on the matchup, I love the matchup actually, I should say. Oakland sucks at stopping the run, so it's clear. Duh. But I will say, I do believe this isn't a long-term thing, a long-term waiver wire pickup. This is basically just because James Conner is hurt this week, and it's the first week of playoffs, people. So he's definitely not the long-term ordeal. I don't think James Conner will miss that much time. So with that being said, don't think he's going to be playing you all the way to the championship. So good luck with him in Week 14, the first round of the playoffs. So that wraps up another great episode of Real Deal Fantasy HQ with your boy LQ. Leave a like and subscribe for me. Leave a comment below on what you guys think about the video. Good luck in the first round of playoffs. Hopefully you guys don't get knocked out and you just were a fluke going into the playoffs. But good luck, you guys. See you guys next week for another great episode. Peace.